We're with you on the railway
We parked your
track.
car on the other side of the railway line.
Is there 10 of you? 4?
No. 8, I think. 8.
Where's the other 2? Good.
Yeah, we're ready to
All these loose women.
All the loose women.
All these loose women, look at them.
Not about loose, I'm very well together.
Bit of diarrhea for a month.
Don't wear loose women. Come on, darlings.
Oh, this one I think so. Oh, God, haven't
Yeah, Captain.
And was he a dirty?
He was a bugger. He wasn't fit to shovel. There he is.
On the wharf. Come on, all smile. Go for it, Peter.
Whether you like it or not, smile. Let's get together. Take a photo there. All taking their
They're having their quills.
Would you rather them or do you want us to spew?
Here we
If
go.
you do, you clean it up.
Alright, to go over any bumps and we won't.
Fasten your safety belts.
Well, welcome aboard the Blackbird, the Maribyrnong River. My name's Peter Somerville. The other crew member is Warwick Somerville. You are on Melbourne's #1 river. And there are 2 people, or one in particular, that keeps raving on about the Yarra. And I think if he continues, you should take him around to Cherry Lake, put him on the triangle and give him 9 of the best. No names, but I'll just point. Now, the right-hand side is the old West Melbourne swamps, and the road is Sims Street. The bridge we're passing under is Hopton Bridge, named after Lord Hopton, the first Governor-General, also known as Dynon Road Bridge. And Dynon Road was originally known as Swamp Road, as that was the only road out of the western suburbs into Melbourne for many, many years. The vacant area of land that you park the cars on is the old Michaela's Hellenstein, and then later known Michaela's Bailey Tannery. And the tannery went from Wingfield Street all the way up to the railway line here. When it
Hey, you're not allowed on the roof, though.
The vacant area at the base of these overhead, this gantry arrangement. And you can also see the concrete viaduct that they're producing there to push in under that railway viaduct. The bridge is here, 1924-25, designed and built by the Victorian Railways to replace the old Melbourne Mount Alexander Murray River Railway Line bridge. Then run here Punt Road and linked the old zoo site with the botanical gardens. And the bridge was designed and built by William Wilkinson Waddell, the architect that designed St Patrick's Cathedral. The old Newmarket Sale Yards on the right is part of the Lynch's Bridge project. It's going to have parkland, playing fields, housing, all the way through up to Racecourse Road. And also, I suppose you've read about docklands. Well, this is part of the greater docklands development. Don't be hoodwinked in what you read in the paper with docklands only covering Victoria Dock, as Victoria Dock is only a core development out of 38 square kilometres of land that the Docklands Authority has got the right to develop to the side of the racecourse. On the left, we have the start of Footscray Park and Botanical Gardens. The building that has been burnt out up on the left there is the old Pioneer Hotel. They're planning now to build either a motel or flats in a parkland, which to me is a definite no-no. But money speaks all languages. To the right, and then the concrete stand between the members and the tall stand is where the railway station comes in. Stonework that you see along the riverbank was put in during the Depression of the 1920s and 30s. and anyone that was unemployed could get work laying the stones along the riverbank, and this was one of the many jobs that was done around Melbourne and Victoria. And in those days they were paid $6 a day for their effort. Riverbank, and they're in blocks of 4. While down on the floodplain, the heavily timbered area there is the ornamental garden, and it is a popular spot for weddings and wedding photographs. Through the park, that is the Footscray campus, being part of the Victoria University of Technology, originally known as FIT. While the building that is directly ahead of us is the Footscray Rowing, Sailing and Canoeing Club. And this is the club, back in the days of when we were a colony, the English gentry sent out a rowing aid, and there were 6 Olympic rowers in this aid, and they were going to show the colony how to row. So they had a competition on the river against the Footscray Rowing Club, and the Footscray Club beat them. So they went home and changed the rules so as the working class could not compete against the upper class. Ascot Vale is the suburb on the right. Also, I should mention that the riverbank through the Flemington Racecourse area, as the Flemington Racecourse belongs to you and I, you can walk anywhere over that course between sunrise and sunset. And they're supposed to have the gates at either end open so as you can walk along the riverbank. Left-hand side is an archery field. On the floodplain, the building up the top is the Footscray City Secondary College, and the landfill that's gone in is over the measured stone quarry where the regular shaped bluestone was cut from.
You know them, do you?
Where you see the Aussie flag flying up here, they used to be one of the jewellers in Footscray.
Griffin.
That's right.
I've been there a few times.
Yeah. Alan and Phyllis.
You know them, Ida? Mum was... Ida up there is real good friends of them.
Yeah.
There's the Griffin's house.
That's the Griffiths house, the ex-jewellers of Footscray, where the Aussie flag's flying. Then we have a stable area. And if you have ever driven around Fisher Parade, you would have seen an old wooden stable up on the road there known as the Manfred Stable. Well, that's just up on our right. Their land is where they make all the ammunition. The fence line has been set back, and there is a sealed bicycle walking path right around the left-hand side of the river. Starts off down at Smithfield Road, but there is access from Smithfield Road right down to where Blackbird left from. And you can go all the way along the left-hand bank up to the Cordite factory.
Yep.
I'd like to walk through the race course.
The building that you see on the skyline up ahead of us is High Point City, presently noted as being the largest regional shopping complex in the Southern Hemisphere, and one of 3 shopping centres in the west that are burnt in quarry holes. So we have High Point, and there are 3 members of the Committee of Management on board today.
See those flats up there? That's where we call it.
It's an eco museum. It's a museum that does the history of the people like Mackay and ordinary immigrants, you know, Toms and Irish and all that. All the 10-pound tourists. The director of the museum, there she is, out waving. I'll see some of you, probably. Got inside again.
She'll say they're a rough mob.
Yeah.
Have you been into Port Douglas Park here?
But never replaced.
I've done a pool.
The road up on the left is Van Ness Avenue.
Down.
The Van Ness Avenue runs from Raleigh Road through to Dorothy Street and out onto Geelong Road near the Footscray footy grounds.
We always there.
Get all dirty.
And those blocks. old willow tree up ahead of us and the concrete wall in that left bank, that marks the site of where the old Sunshine Pottery Works stood. And the pottery works that stood here manufactured insulators for telegraph and electrical lines, and also made the mugs and the plates for the armed forces during the First World War. And they used sand that was quarried from out of the sand pits further up the river, which you will see in probably about half an hour's time. You'll see these heavy footings around the piles, and when we came up here at 1 o'clock today, we couldn't see these footings. They were covered with water. Down below is the bilge bar, and then that leads out into the beer garden. So if any of you are late night TV watchers, and you see that hotel, Centra, or whatever they call themselves now, around at the World Trade Centre being Melbourne's only riverside hotel, that's a little bit of false advertising, as this hotel's been on the riverbank since the 1800s.
Hey, I've never been around here before. Gee, this looks good, doesn't it? Hey?
The park on the right is Maribyrnong Park, and this was the first official park in the Maribyrnong River Valley. Still got the old band rotunda in there, and the newer building being the boathouse or Cafe Rotunda. The left-hand side is the Maribyrnong Township, and whenever the Maribyrnong River floods, these are the houses that go underwater, and the camera crews from the TV channels are out here filming. But of course, none of these houses should have been built, because in the Health Act, which would have covered the period of time of building, stated that no house could be built on a floodplain unless the toilet inlet point was 1 foot above the known flood level. The known flood level at this point is 15 feet above the level we have now. So you think the laws changed so as miners could be on the premises, and that put the nose out of joint of all the big clubs on the Yarra. And then we had the club down there to beat the pongs, by flooding the valley. And the other thing is that it is the fountain of youth. But of course the truth is, it is an aerator aerating the river for the muck that's been flowing into the river. And this is one of the aerators from the Werribee Sewerage Farm.
Is there any fish in the river?
And the colours that are on that pole represents the height that the river has risen over different years. Go on, Barry, better get up to the top there and film it out through the... Only if you went out on the forward deck. Now, the highest the river has risen at this point is to the street name Plantation Street. And the river rose to that height in 1906. The yellow, underneath Plantation Street, the river rose to that height in 1916 and 1974. But we haven't had the 100-year flood yet.
Altona had the 100-year flood.
Footbridge. And the centre of the bridge is supposed to be about 1 metre above the predicted level of the 100-year flood. And along the boulevard, the major floodplains in the Maribyrnong Valley, and by building levees on the floodplains, it restricts the movement of water and causes problems in other areas. The hill coming up on our right is the sand pits, The original Sunday excursion to the tea house would be for people to catch the cable tram in Melbourne out to the Moonee Ponds Creek, walk over the floating bridge, hop on the electric tram in Essendon and ride that out to the Maribyrnong River, then hop on the Hicks's ferries and come up to the gardens. Later on, they moved the ferries into Prince's Bridge, and the trip was 13 miles by water from Prince's Bridge up to their landing here. And in those days it was 1 and 6pence return for adults and 9pence for children. The factory that you see up ahead of us over the bridge is the Maribyrnong Ordnance Works. This is where the weapons are produced. So in your little trip up the river, you've seen the ammunition factory, you've got the explosives on your left, and you've got the weapons works up ahead of you. So living in the western suburbs of Melbourne, we have no worries of American bases in the Northern Territory as prime target areas, because we're living in a prime target area. So when the first one comes in and takes all of us away, we've got no problems. It's everybody else in the eastern suburbs that's left that's got the problems. So all you have to do when you wake up, live every day to its fullest.
Good on you, Peter.
On that bridge, due to it being a one-lane bridge, there was always a punch-up at peak hours, morning and afternoon, and there was probably more blood spilt in the middle of that bridge than what was ever seen in the ring at the West Melbourne Stadium. They pulled that bridge down and they built this multi-lane bridge up here known as the Canning Street Bridge. The building up on the left with the initials MRL is the Material Research Laboratory. Now back in the 1980s, one of the chemists there started his annual leave one Friday night, and when he got home to Mount Macedon, there's a message on his answering machine to pack a bag and report back down to Maribyrnong. 92 hours later, his wife got a telephone call from Baghdad to say that's where he was spending his annual leave. He was selected by the United Nations to go over to Baghdad and check up on what Mr. Saddam had been throwing at the Kurds. Now, to give you some idea of how fast the river's flowing, that's all that's turning us.
You've done that before?
Yeah, we did that. That's the second time.
Here you go, Jimmy, baby. She's a lovely girl.
Gary.
Jimmy, get your heart out.
Go down the strand, have a banana.
Let's go. Oh! Wait a minute, I've got it by the belt. Did a dirty one?
Barry, that's you for Jim. Don't lose it.
Oh!
I'm giving it to you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
She's going to give it to you, mate. Hey, Jill, did you see your little daughter, Jill?
Yes, saw them all.
All right.
Waving away.
Hey, we're going faster downhill, aren't we? Yeah.
Downhill.
Yeah, you got that. This is going against the races.
Very good. Very.
All right, Jimmy. Hey, Johnny.
Oh.
It's great that I want to sing song, please.
You want to sing
Yeah, I
song?
want to sing song.
All right, you lead it.
Sing song. I want to sing
Let's
song.
all go down to the strand. You know, soul. You know that one? Come on, what's our first song? The pub one.
Maybe because I'm a London.
You know the words?
Oh, yeah, I know it now.
Here, let's sit next to Lois and we'll get a few going. Lucky with a little bum.
Mary, shut up the song, will you, darling?
What?
Don't sing.
Here, here's the word.
Here's
the word.
Come on.
Champagne Charlie is today.
There's no drinker to the fizz, fizz, fizz.
I'll drink every drop there is. all round it is the same. All the same. I'm the idol of the barley. Champagne Charlie is the name. Hey, good one. Let's all go to the Strand. Let's all go down to the Strand, have a banana. Let's all go down to the Strand. I'll be the lead and you can march behind. Come with me and see what you can find. Let's all go down to the Strand, have a banana. Oh, go to happy land. That's the place for fun and noise. All among the girls and boys. Let's all go down the Strand.
Have a banana. Along, there is no summer when we start drumming his old sweet song. Wake up, you sleepyhead, get up of it, cheer up, the sun's really lovely, happy, what is all your now, I want to feel your clouds, rain, listen, but still I listen for out, and out, I'm just kidding, you're what it is, and the red robin,
Where are we?
down by the ocean, where I first met you, with your eyes so blue, thinking good. It was there I knew that you loved me true. You were 16, I really sweet, like the old mill string upon
Take a good one.
Come on, away you go.
I'm in the moment on the bonny bank of pine. Roaming in the moment with my lassie by my side. When the sun has gone to rest, that's the time that I'm lovely. Oh, it's lovely roaming in the gloaming.
Where do we go? We got a duck.
We'll know your
To me, hooray!
Never get the one get the bag.
My body is under the ocean. My body is over the sea. My body is over the ocean. Oh, bring back my body to me. Bring back, oh, bring back my body to me. Oh, bring back my body
Connie to me.
Hooray!
Is it Bonnie or Connie?
Oh, it's Connie now.
That's singing that bloody song.
Let me just say this Ray Bill Dickinson, and I got this other guy, Jim Gordon.
Long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to go.
Tap dance, come on.
Long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly, farewell, Western Strand. It's a long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there.
Not another one, will you go?
Go away.
What about you young girls? Come on. Sing us a song.
That's sure to be in the list.
Another one, Mary.
Yeah, right
Don't be greedy. Oh, sure. Come on. It's funny to you.
That's all right. Now, that's right.
know what time
Hey, the
smoke
switch
comes
is
up.
pump off.
There she's off. Too late, no.
I saw it before anyway.
Would have been.
Was it a girl or a boy?
Was it?
Was that? Was it a good trip? How was that, Jill and Claudia?
Oh, just such a wonderful
Do it
trip.
again.
I'm so
Thanks for organising and Barry.
Thanks, Barry. That was very good. Thanks.
Well, we'll thank Peter in a minute.
Peter, who organised it?
Peter Somerville, he's the guy.
Very good. They've been up that way. They've been on the road.
Here comes Johnny. You got your your land legs yet?
Got me land legs.
Here goes Johnny. Johnny hasn't got the land legs yet, look. Yeah, right. Hey, we'll take Peter in a second. When we come off.
Oh, hello, Baz. I tell you, that was marvellous.
Enjoy that, Auntie Betty.
That's from the Yacht Club Hotel, that had, isn't it? That's good. Come on, Peter. Come up here. Right, ladies and gentlemen, will you all have ears for our president, Dresta?
Oh, thank you, Barry. Ears, but not eyes. I'd just like to say thank you very much for taking us today. I'm sure we've all learnt a lot. I certainly have. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I've lived here for 25 years and always wanted to do that trip, and today I've really enjoyed it. And thank you very much to you, Barry, for organising the trip. We all need that little bit of a push to get us going, and Barry's the one that gave it to us.
It's a bike ride, Nick.
Oh, no. Thank you all for coming. Thank you very much for taking us, and thank you, Barry, for organising.
That's all right.
Well, you can always come and do another trip and go to Williamstown.
Right, you go that way, do you?
Yeah, we can go to Breakwater Pier, and you can
go in the Yarra.
and we can go into that creek. Yeah. And if you want a 2-hour cruise that way, we can go there up under the bridges to say Princess Bridge.
Hey, what about that? Would you be in that?
And if you
Early next year sometime.
you can do a 3-hour, which is an hour and a half up to Herring Island and then back again.
Where's that near...
Herring Island, oh, that's up near Burnley, up in Como, you know, up where all the toppy nose.
Thank you
So
very
they
much.
think.
Thank you.
Good on you, Peter.